Hey guys, Porkchopper here, and today we're going to be looking at the new hero Aurora, a fury and intellect hero who has incredible crowd control potential and is quick on her feet. Firstly, we're going to be looking at her stats, then how to play her. The stats may change slightly over time as Epic are always evolving the game, so be aware of this. If any major changes happen, I will make sure to do another guide as soon as possible. She is the kind of hero that has low health but high mana usage, similar to Countess. There isn't anything unnormal here. Her health and especially mana at level 15 are rather low, 704 for mana. With the amount she uses means you're going to definitely build more mana into her deck. Saying this, her abilities don't cost as much mana as a normal card to say like a Gadget or Militia. Her health would definitely need focusing as well, being as weak as a carry isn't advised with her. Early game health regen and maybe some lifesteal could be a possibility. She does have quite a lot of armor also, especially ability which is usually lower. Her first ability is Glacial Charge. Aurora can dash forward to a certain amount of units, 1200 at level 1 and a whole 1500 at level 4, which I believe is the furthest ability like this goes in the Paragon. It costs 80 mana at all levels. The unique thing about this is the charge leaves a trail vice behind her. You can use this trail to your advantage, being able to dash up almost every ledge, and it can be used by your teammates. You click the ability again to destroy it so your opponents can't follow you. The damage is rather low, but she blocks any incoming front damage while doing this ability. The main reason you'd want to upgrade it is because of the high cooldown, 20 seconds at level 1. The next ability is another mobility one, being Frozen Simulacrum. This ability reminds me of Kalari's jump. You jump 700 units into the air, enough to jump up to the gold buff ledge. When you jump, a replica of yourself will be placed down. It will draw the aggro of minions and towers and can be damaged, but if not stays for 7 seconds. Also when killed, it doesn't give any CXP. If used correctly, you can use it to defend your towers by jumping and making the minions attack it and not the tower. Aggro an enemy tower so you can grab a kill or damage the tower, and finally avoid some ultimates such as Steals, Gideons or Deckers. The mana stays at 45 and upgrading it reduces the cooldown. The next ability is Frost. When activated, it creates a ring of frost around you and any enemy that touches it gets rooted and deals a small amount of damage. The root can be very deadly and at level 4 can be a whole 2 seconds long. Damage isn't the best, but it's your only wave clear tool, so use it wisely. The rune stays for a good few seconds, 4.5 at level 1 and 6 seconds at level 4. Another ability which is great to stop lanes being pushed. Use it just before the minions go into the tower and slow the whole push down for a few seconds. It gets some time to get used to the length of it to hit the enemies on the run. Once trapped, however, they're easy prey. The mana increases by each level, but even at level 4, 65 mana really isn't too bad. And finally, her ultimate, which is Cryosism, if I said that right. When activated, Aura freezes an area. Any enemy in this area gets a minus 300 movement speed reduction for 1.5 seconds. After 2 seconds, the ice causes a stun on all enemies hit for 1 second and then explodes doing a certain amount of damage, 180 at level 1 and 280 at level 3. This is AoE damage, and any enemy who is inside the AoE explosion has a new explosion applied to them. Sounds a bit complicated, I know, as it sort of changed with itself. It also doesn't matter if hit by the ability, but if you escape the radius, you will still get frozen. This ultimate is really good, perhaps a teeny bit too good with the current 5 seconds to kill meta and crowd control being kin. Anyway, let's jump into how to play her. Now usually you're going to be in the off lane or support role. I don't think she can jungle or mid lane well at all. In the off lane role, get that health regen and stay in your tower. Like the tips I said above, use your ability so the safe lane can't push and attack your tower. Frost to block the enemies to reach the tower. Chuck backwards with the Frozen Simulacrum so minions hit that and not the tower, and you can even use your Glacial Charge to slide across the edge of the tower to block minions again for a few seconds. It may take some time getting used to. You have very high mobility so you can escape so easily, so don't be afraid to move up a bit, and all depend on the safe lane duo you are up against. Once you get your ult, you can be a lot more pushy towards them, and if your jungle against as well can mean an easy double kill. Like I said, your wave clear isn't the best, so expect your tower to go down rather quickly. For support, nothing else changes but to aggro the enemy tower with the Frozen Simulacrum so you and your minions can do damage to the tower. The only thing I may slightly change is unlocking your Glacial Charge straight away. If you unlock this straight away, you can block your minions from going down to the tower, so your offlane is being pushed more in your favour early on, so you're safer to farm that hero level experience. For actual hero upgrades, I would upgrade my Glacial Charge and Frost the most. Glacial Charge due to the range and cooldown, which is very much needed as it's your best mobility tool. Frost because due to the amount of root, easy to gank people, do damage, and is your best wave clear tool. Now your Frozen Simulacrum isn't too bad, but all it does is really just reduce the cooldown, so it's really not that much use. It's as good as it will be at level 1. Now the sort of strategy you want to apply with it is use one of your mobility moves to get close to an enemy and trap them. If there's multiple enemies, alternate them picking certain targets to put the 4th frost over so they're rooted for even longer seems the best combo. However, like with every initiator, you need your team's backup. Her abilities do okay damage, but are not enough to finish them off, even in the late game, as their damage scaling isn't very good. Saying that, I don't think she is a per initiator kind of hero, due to being very weak, waiting until a team fight has begun and being out of sight and picking just the right moment when, let's say, the enemy team has overextended to go in and ult will be really devastating. Hulk can freeze heroes out of their ults, it's great counter to say a Gideon or a Howitzer. Her CC is insane and is quite an easy hero to use late on. Early on she is tough and can die pretty quickly. Farming is tough throughout the entire game in either offlane or support. I would maybe add some attack speed or lifesteal early on so you can farm and stay in the lane longer. Talking about cards, like I said, you need more mana, some health and add some damage and attack speed or lifesteal onto that. My favourite card for her would be the good old Amp Crystal with its damage and mana combo, Fire to attack with its extra lifesteal and health being interesting. I even had a cooldown reduction card, a Chromos Spike, which has power and mana. I feel most of the abilities, especially early on, have a lengthy cooldown, so it's a useful card. Maybe one you just want for the early game, then scrap for the late game. Late on I feel just going for the lot of mana, damage and a bit of health is your safest bet. Not too much health, as you do have my higher mobility, remember. So my overall opinion of her? Well, in the current meta of a quick time to kill and crowd control being very strong, from Rampage's stun to Steel's ultimate, so introducing basically a CC kin or queen in this matter is definitely makes her a very strong hero, and one that anyone can use her ult effectively. However, the rest of her abilities need time to practice and have a high skill up to use efficiently. You don't want just the kind of hero that waits for the ult and does nothing else in between, especially early game when you won't have your ult. So this is a hero I really like and I'm having a blast on. Her quick mobility and the silly stuff you can do makes Monolith more of a playground than a battlefield. You need to rely on your team for that pure damage, however, and being able to split plus lanes, and being a weak hero in the offlane means you will need a tanky hero, maybe being a Sev jungle or a Narbash support. But anyway guys, thank you very much for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, there's many more on this channel to watch, and I'll see you next time.